It literally punched up greed the first time, and I got a lot of results, and then it said it wasn't available. I don't know why, but there is a lot of scriptures that is talking about greed. And I was just watching the brother Jay from More to Life, and he made a video talking about hypergamy. And I was just thinking to myself, is not hypergamy a sin? Is not hypergamy like maybe a form of demonic possession? Because it seems like most of these women have this mentality. And it wasn't always like this, by the way. I know that there's nothing new under the sun. But, there was a time. I'm 54. There was a time when women were more simpler. There was a time, and granted, when I was a child growing up, a man could raise a family off of one job. Those days are pretty much over for most Americans. I think we all understand this. But what I'm saying is, the way these women are acting today, this was not the way women acted when I was younger, when my mother was younger, when my grandfather was younger. Women weren't acting like this. We have to understand that there was a change at some point. I have to say that the change, and even men weren't acting like this, because you see the change in the music, and it was all about, get money, rap songs, get money. It was the change that hit the black community. This is what I'm talking about in particular. And of course, I can imagine a white man coming along saying, "Why are you only talking about the black community?" Right? The deadly sin of greed is the excessive desire for material possessions and wealth. Although greed does not cause physical addiction, it does cause a psychological obsession that leads to an insatiable desire for more. Look at these people. This woman allegedly lied on a mortgage application to get a big loan for a house. Is that not a form of greed? And now she's paying the price for that, right? Political, right? Is this not the reason why people steal? Because they're greedy, right? They may have enough to survive, but they are envious of other people, so that leads them to stealing, right? Proverbs chapter 28, a greedy man or woman stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Greed causes fighting. Verse 20, does that have to be 26? Oh, 25, 26. Greed causes fighting. Trusting the Lord leads to prosperity. It reminded me, buddy of mine of 20 years. And he was married, black guy, married to a black woman, and same thing. He's been cutting hair forever, and his money was enough to take care of him, his wife, and I think at that time they had 2 kids. And I remember she sat him down and she said that she wanted more. And she said that, She wanted the family to have a nicer car, and she wanted to take more vacations, and she wanted to be in a bigger house, and she wanted to go on more vacations and all this stuff and better clothes. And he said, we have enough, because she told him she wanted him to get a factory job. I will never forget this conversation that me and him had. And he said, we have enough. If that's not enough for you, you can get a job and you can supply the family with all those extra things. And she said no. And she proceeded to file for divorce. Right? And she's been single ever since. And I saw her recently and she looks horrible. She's overweight. She's done. You know what I'm saying? So I think that hypergamy is just greed. That's what it is. It's the spirit of greed. It's being so hyper materialistic that you are willing to stir up strife. You are willing to destroy your family because you need the 10th commandment. You are coveting other people's possessions. This is what you're doing. You are coveting other people's possessions. And it's sickening. It really is. You have people that are just not content with what they have, You've got enough food. Proverbs 28, a greedy man or woman stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he that hates bribes will live. Ecclesiastes 5 verses 10, he who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves wealth with his income. This is also vanity. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Right? For the wicked boasts of the desires of his soul, and the one greedy for gain curses and renounces the Lord. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessors. Right? So that's all I got with that. But it's greed. Right? And these modern women are so greedy. They want and they want and they want and they want. Right? There is nothing wrong with wanting nice things. Right? There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. But when you become ridiculously materialistic, right? Well, this other couple I know, he takes her overseas every year. This other couple I know, they live in a $500,000 house. It's like you're not looking at the 10 commandments. You are envying other people's possessions. You want to be like other people. Meanwhile, your house is paid off, you have food, the bills are kept up, you have lights, you have heat, you have decent clothes on your back, you have decent cars to get you where you need to go. But a lot of these modern women, they want to be like everybody else. They want to be like these super rich women. That's the problem, especially black women. They want to have the lifestyles of the rich and famous, and they're not going to get it. And they don't want to wake up out of this dream. So I think that hypergamy is just another word for greed, for being greedy. And I think that excessive greed is a sin according to the Bible. And these women will not repent from this. And these women are going to die alone because they cannot change. That's exactly what it is. I just saw the video. She's like, well, all of the women that we know in their late 30s, all these black women in all my social circles, they're all single, and we're starting to wonder maybe we should go get with white men. That is at a measly 1%. White men are not checking for black women. They have to humble themselves and stop this. But if they don't, well, it's not going to end up well for them.